Okay, Asia session live. Currently looking at Nikkei. Nikkei on H1. We have an active breakout that is pushing above hard time frame peak levels and above hard time frame breakout levels. On the M15, 3 more minutes until this confirms a breakout above hard time frame peak levels and breakout levels. We have bullish trend momentum and hard time frame cycles are pretty good here. Day trend breakout, HA trend breakout. This is always what I want to be seeing on the hard time frame cycles. That tells me that these guys are pushing in one direction, so I believe that the chart time frame will also push in that same direction. I'm going to be looking for a trend retracement setup on the M15. I want to see that retrace and look for a continuation back up. And if it doesn't happen on the M15, then I'll wait for the H1 to see if I get it there instead. Okay, so got the upcoming momentum theory system indicator. This takes my trades mechanically, and right now I'm just letting this handle my trades and trade management. So just going to wait for an entry here, and then I'll get in on this move. Okay, indicator took the entry. I didn't take that one. It was right before the H1. So I did just get in right now. So let's see where this goes. Okay, so trade is moving nicely over here. Kind of went really quickly because I was having my breakfast at the time. So I'm going to go over why I took this one. So on Nikkei on the weekly, we have, or higher time frames, we have bullish trend momentum. And I was basing this off of this weekly move. I was actually looking for this last week. Bearish breakout, price came down, faked out previous week low. And when we broke out of the high over here, was looking for a possible reversal trade. Didn't get that here. And then we have a bearish breakout day, which pushes this breakout level down of the daily. And then this week we got above that breakout level. So on Monday, I was looking for a trade, reversal trade from here. So I did take this one. Been really busy lately, so I haven't been updating the trade journal, but I did take this one for a loss. That was my first trade of the week. Can't remember if I took it on the H2 or the H1, but basically I took a continuation trade, breakout, fake out, and then somewhere around here, got the entry right there, held my stop loss down low, just continued to hold it, and then I got taken out on that initial move. And it's okay. I still had a bullish bias yesterday. Didn't have any setups. I did want to take a buy, but nothing happened here. Price came down. Didn't give me any sort of entry. Maybe a possible one here, but not really the typical structure that I would trade. Yeah, a little bit of an odd one. Timing is right before New York Open. Yeah, so I wouldn't be trading that one. Nothing for me here. And then today saw the push on the M15 actually. This one strong push up that was above previous day high. So looking for that same move here. And actually this was even better because we're above higher time frame breakout levels, above that monthly breakout level. So looking for a reversal back up. And so that's why I ended up looking for this one. So entry wise, saw it on the M15. Usually I prefer waiting for the H1, but we didn't get a nice pullback here. I was thinking about taking this for a trend breakout setup. So this is a trend breakout setup. We broke out of the high, and then price is coming down, needs to fake out a low and give me an entry. So I was looking for this setup. Around 8:45, I decided to bail on this one. Usually 15 minutes before the hour, I usually just wait for the next hour. And at this time, I went out to get my breakfast, came back. Looks like it took a trade right before the hour. So this is a valid entry. I do have a rule about time rotations. Let me pull this up. For time rotations rule in the quick start momentum theory, if it's final momentum time frame within the setup time frame, so this is the final momentum bar of that setup time frame bar, which is the H1, then it's better to wait to anticipate for the next bar instead. So usually if I don't get any setup in that first bar, first setup is always trend retracement, trend pullback, or trend reversal. If it breaks out, I'm looking for a trend breakout. If I don't get an entry on any of these first bar setups, then I'm looking for a second bar setup, trend continuation, trend pullback, or trend reversal. So usually at the last M15, that's when I'll start anticipating the next move. But there are exceptions. If the entry is a reversal pattern that has a rejection, this is not a reversal pattern. This is a continuation pattern. Breakout level is down below here. So this is a continuation pattern. So that doesn't satisfy this first rule, first exception. Second exception is if the setup time frame is likely to close as a breakout bar. So this did close as a breakout bar. There was no fake out. We already broke out. There was no fake out of the H1 high. And so this is actually a valid entry to take. So I probably should have sat through and took that one. But it's nice to see that the indicator um, didn't mess that up. So uh, yeah, so that's the whole reason why I'm building this thing. So it follows my rules exactly. Okay, so this would have been the entry, but I ended up taking, I think, this one. I didn't, I came back right at the hour start, missed this first one, price came back down, and I think I ended up entering on this one. So I'm not over here, I'm above a bit, but still taking the same trade. And so now I'm just managing the trade on the M15. Once the M15 breakout levels start to flip and gives me some rejection, then I'll exit. But I'm also looking for a move up to this previous week high as well. So let's see what happens. Looking for that previous week high move because even on the monthly, we have a bullish breakout bar and we do have a trend retracement setup on this one actually. So all my setups are completely fractal. They work on every single time frame. Bullish breakout, we're retracing back to the breakout level. Trigger that momentum time frame. Didn't flip breakout levels here, but we are getting above breakout levels currently. No rejection, so I need to wait until price triggers that previous week high. So I do expect price to continue back up to that previous week high. And since I do have bullish trend momentum on the monthly, my expectation is for price to get up here and then continue breaking out. So I do want to hold it up to that previous week high for more of a longer term. Well, not really a swing trade, but hold it a bit longer. But let's see if it starts to reverse, then I'll just exit. Um, Only taking one trade this week, which was that loss on Nikkei. And so I'm just gonna if it reverses and gives me some good profit here, which it is already, then I'll probably just end up taking this one and look for another entry to continue this move maybe tomorrow or something like that. All right, so yeah, so that's the trade. I've been working really hard this week and last week trying to finish up this momentum theory system. I'm tweaking lots of things in the background, so Um, maybe if I unpause the video again, these things will all kind of change. But just letting you know that tweaking lots of things here, so some of these things might change. But essentially, I'm here on this trade. I'm just going to be holding this. So let's see where this goes. All right. Oh, last thing before I go, there was a question about momentum cycles. Easiest one to trade. Actually, hold on a second. All right. So in the momentum theory quick start, you can see the setup here. You want to see that quick buy section lit up. This very quickly lets me know if a market is ready to trade. So I can just flip through all these quick buy sections to see which ones are ready to go. So we had Nikkei, nothing else here. It's just a very quick way for me to know which market is ready to take a trade on. And second thing is the setup and momentum cycles of the higher time frame should be in trend breakout or trend reversal. This doesn't always have to be true, but this is the easiest one to spot, and also the trades that will give you pretty much instant feedback whether it's correct or not. And the reason why I want these to be trend breakouts or trend reversal, it doesn't have to be the same, can be different, but easier if they're both trend breakout or trend reversal. And the reason why is if you look at the cycles here, trend breakouts are breaking out of that range, the previous setup high and setup low, and trend reversal as well, breaking out below that. All the other cycles are in between. So you never know what's going to happen in between here. But when we are breaking out, then then I know that the market's moving. Inside here, the market, you don't know whether it's moving or not. There's plenty of um, If you look to the left, there's often very lots of levels that it can get stuck at. But when you're in trend breakout or trend reversal, then I know that it has looked at the last previous high and rejected that move and continued to break out of it. And so if that higher time frame is in trend breakout or trend reversal, then I know that it's moving. And so all I have to do in that case is just wait for a pullback and then get in on the low and just continue that move up. So that's pretty much all I do, and I do that on every single time frame. So I can look at the higher time frames here. 6 months is in trend breakout, 3 months is in trend breakout, and then I can take the same moves on lower time frames. But basically, the trade, to make it easier to frame the higher time frame, you should always frame it around a market that is breaking out. Okay, so hopefully that helps. And now back to coding and letting this run. All right, so the indicator exited here, 4.6R, and that's it. So the trade again started off on the weekly, bullish trend momentum on the weekly, and then price retraced, gave me a reversal. Didn't fake out the low, but broke out above the high. And then I got in early based off of the M15, closed above, waited for the pullback, missed this initial entry, but I waited until top of the next hour and got in on the next entry here and held it all the way up. And that's it. I do expect this to continue pushing up, but if there's a nice pullback, then I don't mind getting in again. But that's it. Nice trade. Indicator managed it for me, 4.6R out of a possible almost 6R. Yeah, happy with that. That's it.